All messages, and okay, there we go. So I am going to be trying to do Johnny Storm from the Fantastic Four. So I already have my reference shot, and I have as many references as I can. So yeah, I'm going to try to do this. Okay. Okay, so I have my references. I have a little figure and a few Alex Ross books, so. Hey, Becca. Okay, so right here would be the head. Okay, so sorry. Okay, so head is right here. So thumb. Probably should have pre-sketched from my reference photo before stream. Which is an oversight on my part. I'm doing okay. Okay, no, that's too stumpy. Give me 1 minute. It's probably gonna take me down for a second, so I'm gonna try to study this reference shot. I'm gonna still be here, but it'll probably show a black screen because I'm gonna focus on the image first. There we go. So sorry. Okay, so I have it more closer up, so I have a rough idea of the pose. I had to do a photo of myself for this reference, and the rest I'm relying on whatever images I have of Johnny Storm in a figure. So, okay, so thumb, a little bit there. Okay, so. Yeah. Hey, man. Okay. Well, at least the chat works, so. Oh boy. This is a massive oversight that I didn't see coming. I probably should have went with something more easier, because I should have probably had this all planned out. I should have probably have done a sketch and have like immediate reference of Apocalypse here. Do something else instead of Johnny Storm, but hey, what can you do? Okay, so hello, people. Hello, Murray. Okay. So I have to do this. Okay, so a little bit of a shadow. Here. I used to tune a loads when I went to the hospital. I'm glad you're doing good. I hope. That sucks. That really sucks. I'm sorry to hear that, man. That really sucks. I know you went to the hospital. I tried to pay attention, and I haven't been paying too much attention to comments lately. I just because of the videos and stuff have kind of been meh lately. So I've kind of tuned a lot of stuff out, and I know I shouldn't do that, but what can you do? Yeah. Okay, so it's more outward, so I gotta go more stumpy here. Then more. No, it's more. Okay, I think yeah, it's on. Well, that's good. That's good. Dang it. Racer. Okay. I'm using a photo of myself as reference because sometimes if if I feel like it, sometimes I'll use no hugs. Ah, Marie's in a sourpuss mood. Sad. Okay, so put finger a little bit larger. Trying to. My birthday's in 2 days. Yes, I know. You've said it 1,000 times. I know. I remember. I know. Okay, so okay, this finger goes out there, so I have to do shading here. Okay, and then put that there. I think. Did I? You better draw my bear, sir. With that attitude, I might not. I might not get nothing now. Really? It's called sarcasm, Murray. Or not Murray. What's it called? Hey there, buddy. Yeah. Yeah. Buddy. Okay, so this goes further back. Okay, and then the shadowy bit for the hand there. Good. Okay, so then this goes in a more stumpier. I think it should be farther up. No. Question of my past one. What are my fan. Oh, good. While you're at it, can you clean one of mine too? I have a few fans in the house. You can clean mine. Thank you, Cinderella. That'd be a real help for me. Okay, so then this gap. Okay, so then the other one. What? Trying to walk in a straight line without falling. Yeah. I know how that can be. Right now, I'm. There we go. I think I'm gonna. There we go. I think I'm gonna. I'll change things up. Sorry. I'm gonna try to do this one off camera. Cause I want to see where these people are. I want to see them dancing. Oh, lovely, interesting. I'm gonna try to do something a little bit different because I was gonna do Johnny Storm, and I had a rough sketch planned out, but because of the way the hand posing is, it's a little off. I want to make sure I get it just right. I'm gonna change it up. I know the stream is titled something else, but I don't care. I want to do Apocalypse because he's easier, and I honestly I have a reference that's just straight up perfect right there, Alex Ross style. So, yay! I'll do like the Johnny Storm one later. You going in and out, sir? Is it lagging? Is it digitaling or me can't hear? Am I muted? Muted. Hold on. I don't have a piece of paper. Hello? Can you hear me? Probably it's because I've nope, me can't hear. Try resetting the stream. If you can't hear me, then the freaking hold on. Kid, can you hear me? Alright. I was gonna do Johnny Storm, but I'm gonna because of the pose that I have, it's a little tricky, so I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna do Apocalypse. I can hear now. Good. Good. Hopefully everybody enjoys, like the stream, la da yada da. I don't care. All right. Sus. Oh boy. Here we go. Should have had something more prepared. Why, after I clean my fan, it smells like cinnamon. Oh boy. Can't draw today. Shoot. I was gonna do Apocalypse, but if it's not even working for me right now. I'll try to do this, but I'm not. I don't know. I'll try. You know what? I got a better idea. No one isn't even talking to you. I already have something prepared, so I might as well do it. I haven't had the chance to paint it, so screw it. Might as well paint it on stream until I can get something else worked out. I'm gonna try doing this. Maybe. It's either this or Kang. Which you guys want to see? Me paint Kang or Chucky? We can hear. What? Positive. What? I need to have like an index card at this point. I can hear you. Good. I'll put it up to a vote. You guys get to decide because of the problem with doing fire like freaking Johnny Storm right now is because of the pose. I have to work on like getting that correct and stuff. So I know the stream was titled a certain way, but for right now I want to do something a little different. So do you guys want to see me paint Chucky here or Kang? So I'll leave it up to you. Or something from Little Nightmares. I have that and Gambit. Those are the only ones I have left that I still need to do. So I'll leave it up to you guys. You guys can tell me in the chat what you guys want to see me do. If you guys want to see me paint some stuff, what do you guys want to see? Can you guys hear me? All good? All good in the hood? Everything all right? Yeah? Good. Well, what do you guys want to see? You guys want to see me do Chucky or Kang? Or something, the other thing? Because I know, right, because I would have to, for Johnny Storm, I have to do, I have photo reference, but, like, I have to go and, I'll have to do this, do that in a different stream. Kang. That's how you spell it. Kang the Conqueror, indeed. Jonathan Majors is Kang, more specifically. Hey, let me give some of that. All right, I'm just gonna do whatever because nobody's saying what they want to see. So I'm just gonna paint my Kang here. My version of Kang, or not my version, but Kang, Jonathan Majors Kang. Also, so you'll only need one more sub till. Yeah, I know. Originally, do you want to know the worst part is? I had a 120, and then it went down. It went. It was at 120, I think, yesterday, and it went down. For some weird reason. So I don't know. So right now I'm gonna paint Kang here from the MCU. I don't have a reference. Do you mean 200? No, I was at 220. Give me just a second. I'm gonna get a good reference. All right. All right. Sorry about that. I had to get the reference down. So I had to get the reference for Kang here. So before I start painting, I want to make sure I had a good enough reference to base. I have a good base on. So I want to try to do this in layers. So light to dark, best of my ability. Because of so I'm gonna try to use my dried gouache paint. I need to get more paint eventually. I just haven't had the time. So I'm gonna start with the face first, and then I will so light to dark and work in layers. So I'm gonna paint it. You guys got anything to say that's any requests for any videos art-wise? I will do a gaming stream maybe later on the night. I don't know. Probably do Marvel Spider-Man. I don't know. There. You'll get your bear when I'm good and ready to get it done. I'll get it to you, trust me. Oh boy. So I'm gonna be painting Kang here from the MCU. Jonathan Majors, Kang the Conqueror. Oh boy. I probably should retitle the stream, but I'm too lazy to do it. So yeah. There we go. Hugs, please. Ugh. Ugh, ugh, ugh. That's how I feel right now. Instead of hugs, I say Uggs. Ugh. No. Oh boy. Here comes the cat fight. Now my entertainment is starting to begin. I would like a good cat fight. Lovely. Well, the guy has to have a little bit of entertainment. Everybody leaving. All right. Good to know. Tell Mom. Oh boy. Tell her. Oh boy. Cat fight. Here we go. We got a cat fight in the house. I should probably just discourage this, but instead I'm just going to say, have at it. Just leave us guys out of it. If you guys want to wrestle, go into the nearest mud pit. Enjoy. Oh boy. My. Oh. All right. Oh boy. Sorry. I need a bit of blood. No. grab there. Take that out. Okay. Put more blue. Thank you. Blue man. Sorry, that's the Blue Man group is not who I'm doing. Sorry, try again. Get your facts straight. This is Kang! Kang the Conqueror! To quote Jonathan Majors, I am King! Oh boy. No, Blue Man. King! The Conqueror. Wrong again. Kang. I have to get really creative on the detail work. So dark here. Blue freaking man. Kang. Kang the Conqueror. If I wanted to, I would have done the He Who Remains. Would you be saying something else at that point? That's what I thought. All right. Also, to everybody watching, if you didn't already, I did get to partner up, and I wouldn't say partner, but I got to be a part of another artist's live stream with some other artists up in Hawaii. So if you haven't checked that out already, I put a link to it on the community post. So we got to. I didn't really get a chance. I did a little bit of it. I did something that was from Nintendo because we were all doing Nintendo stuff. So yeah, that was pretty fun. So paint the water look good. You mean the watercolor paint? Yeah, that's what I use. I'm planning on getting a better brand eventually. Um, I just haven't had the money. I'm hoping to maybe get a few pieces sold or get some stuff sold in the future. And maybe I can, after that point, I can basically get enough money to get some new different types of paints and stuff like that. So the paint in the water and the do you realize it would be poisonous, right? You'd have to get your stomach pumped. Not a very good idea. Not very good idea. Identity. Do it. Oh, well, you gotta stop. Whatever you're doing, do something. Do something. I do plan on maybe if I get this piece done, I'll probably sell it, because it is Kang, it is MCU based. Um, so who knows? I might sell it and see how much people would pay for it. Maybe. Who knows? Who freaking knows? Now, girls, if you're gonna have a cat fight, at least film it. At least do that. Have just film it. Do as much damage as you can. And give the rest of us some entertainment. Have fun. Mainly me. I like to see a good cat fight once in a while. Tell you something. Yeah. To quote Wrath from Ben 10, let me tell you something. You know what's gonna suck? See, now leave me alone. Oh, you would know all about that, wouldn't you? Do you really want to bring that back up? About your experience in history with looking into that stuff? And not good, Marie, not good. You get other females involved now. They'll tell you about some things. Better stop that. Oh boy. I can feel a disturbance in the force. No, I don't. Lies. Lies. Utter lies. Utter lies. All the lies. Liesy lies. Slice. I'm okay. I'm just enjoying seeing whatever's going on occasionally in the chat. I will look around, and I've made a few silent jokes at Marie's expense. Because when you said you play games, I made a silent joke that I was, and thank God nobody heard it. And it was very fitting because of the previous thing that she said about with going to on her front. That's why I said it for. And I'm glad nobody heard the joke. And I will not repeat it either. Say nope. Nope. You can just sit back and wonder. Poor thing. Moha. Checkmate. Checkmate. You scared? No, I just find it. I just like to see you squirm and wonder what it is that I said. Don't even say squirm. Squirm? You just sit back and squirm and enjoy the suffering of wondering. Moo ha. Alright, so I have some bits of Kang done. Yeah, I know there are. There's multiple meanings to anything from what he says. You should realize that some of the things you say, I could say there's more other meanings. But I'm gonna leave it at that. I have some bits of this painted. I might sell it. How much do you guys think I should go for this if I do decide to sell this piece? How much would you guys want for anything I've done? Art wise. And I'm not gonna go really expensive, but just out of curiosity. Humor me. How much? I'm willing to sell it. I just sell it for around 4 cents. Yeah, no. That's too low. I'm sorry, but painting, if depending on a painting, how long it takes to paint something, render it, and make sure it looks like that. I'm sorry, 4 cents to me is too low. And I'm not very good with money, but at least I'm smart enough not to sell my stuff for that low. Try again. I won't go higher. I won't go higher than I won't go higher than 20. For a one-shot piece, I won't go higher than 20. Cuz that's fair. That if it was a poster, then sure, I'll go higher. But sell it to me for $5. That sounds fair. I would have to get it printed because I'm not giving you the original. I don't sell the original. Sorry, just not how I roll. But 5 sounds fair. I would say $6, but you know. That outrageous 20 or less is outrageous for a pitcher. Let me explain something to you. I honestly, if it was a poster that I painted, that let me explain something. A poster with multiple figures that takes Blue Man is mine. That takes around 20 to 30 hours. Like, for instance, let's say I do a painted poster. That is where I will not go. I will actually have to not aim low, because a poster can take around longer. It could even take days or weeks to finish. Where something like this may be around a few hours. You know, just depending on if the rendering, how long it takes to get some stuff done. Like for Kang here, like I'm going off of a reference photo, and I already have it already pre-sketched, so I really don't have to worry about too much. but like for the amount of rendering for painting, at least, like if that's the thing for me, if I'm going to sell my stuff and it's like for paintings, like depending on the painting, um I'm very finicky on price because painting takes longer. It like, like I could like for like the normal comic book artist, like if I was like, if because I would love to do comics, but like if I was like a normal comic book artist, the amount of stuff that they can do in an hour is fine. Like just pencil, ink, maybe a bit of color. But if I was to do a comic, I'd basically be painting. So that takes more the amount of time. Even for this stuff, it takes more the amount of time to render everything, get the proper reference, make sure everything is like rendered properly, and there's like nothing that screws up the drawing or the painting that doesn't feel right. So for me, if I was to sell it, $5 is fair. I would want to go higher, maybe around 6 or 7, because like I wouldn't go as far to 10, but depending on the drawing or painting itself, like something that's easy, probably 5 or 10, but something that's a little bit harder, for me, I would probably have to go a little bit higher. So like for something like, let me give an example. I drew a BB, try to take it. Oh boy, great, lovely joke. Thank you. Oh no. For instance, for something like uh Wednesday Addams here or Scorpion, for the amount of time it took to render everything and get some of that stuff down, like that took around 5 to 7 hours. So like for me, I'm very picky. So for me, it's like I have to make sure. I'm hungry. Well, I'll get with the club. So am I. I have a snack waiting for me upstairs. I'm just lazy. I don't want to get it yet. I am very lazy. I'm I For me, it's like the amount of time it takes to render all these little details, and like especially if you're doing somebody like that's an actor or somebody, as an artist, you have to account for the very small things, like even with reference, like a reference photo, you have to account for, especially if you're doing like a comic book, pose wise, if you're taking a reference photo, and like this is something you can pick up on if you were more trained as a photographer, which I'm not. I just occasionally will take a picture of myself doing like many a quick pose. So like you Kang, yeah, I was gonna do Johnny Storm, but because of posing and stuff, like it would take a lot longer because I have to copy the pose and stuff. So I already had this pre-sketched, Jonathan Majors Kang. I haven't had the time to paint it, so I thought, hey, you know what? I might as well do that now. But yeah, like I said, it just really depends for me, especially because as an artist, like your mind holds on to details and things. So like for me, I could easily it's interesting because if I was doing like a comic book, like with the amount of reference, like you take a reference photo, and the thing is, if you're taking it standing or crouched down, you have to account for all those physiological changes. So like, um, and that's where like foreshortening comes in and other stuff where you have to account for like posing and stuff. So for this, it's like a very straight up shot of Kang that I wanted to, I'm painting over my pencil sketch. So I'm working in like with layers. So MCU Kang more specifically, which I might sell. I might sell. I just gotta get it printed. But the thing for like as an artist, or especially as a painter, like me being self-taught, I have to learn from mistakes that I've made in the past. So like for pose wise, it takes a lot longer for me to get a pose down and get that drawn and stuff like that. When I feel the drawing and the pose and the shadowing and the pencil anchors everything, then I'm all good to paint. And then the paint is like this. It's just like puh. So I can just be very quick when I need to be, but it takes a lot longer to get everything down, and you have like all these little things that you have to account for, especially because if you're doing somebody, like you're drawing somebody or you're doing a character that you're not familiar with. For me, it's very tricky because you want to make sure you get those little things right. I'm all good for you. And all these little, especially if you're doing, and this is something I've kind of encountered, especially if you're doing somebody that's a different race or a different gender or ethnicity or what, I don't know how to pronounce the word, but basically doing somebody that's a different of like whatever, you have to make sure you hold on to a lot of details, and you need to make sure you're knowing what you're doing and all that. Like especially like it helps to have not only reference but also like knowing some other people like that are that, and that might help you understand certain things for like details and stuff. So like the one thing that I struggled with, and it's kind of something that kind of it shows when I was painting it with Lucas from Stranger Things and the poster I did. I was struggling to do him, and it's because of like, it's not because it's not strictly because of his infidelity. It's mainly because of the fact that I struggled with doing those types of like people, because like you want to make sure you get those details right, and like you don't want to offend people if you like you do something that's a little like it seems like they can say, oh well, that's racist or that's this or that. So for me, it's extremely hard to do like women or draw people of another race, because it's like you have to get those details right or get those certain things, hold on to those things. And especially as a painter, it's a lot harder, especially at painting them. Now, like for some people, it's easy, but for me, it's harder. Now, for some people, like, oh, like, no, that's easy, I can do that, you know, stuff like that. But for me, it's harder because you have to account for all these little things, because like no one person is the same. And if you're painting that like somebody of another race, you have to make sure like you're getting those details in and you're getting like that structure. And you also have to account for like the colors and like the saturation and, you know, the thickness of it, and if it has a strong tooth to it, and the shadow work, because the facial structures. So like everything really depends on, for me, just the penciling phase, because I can really nail down the structure and what things can be done there. So for me, with like Kang here, the reason I chose like him in his like natural blue form is because it's the comic book style-ish thing, because like that's what we saw in the movie. But it's also easier for me because I can work in shades, because like it's easier to do like a broad color like blue, because you can naturally go in layers like from light to dark. But with brown, it's kind of harder to do that, especially with watercolor brown, because it's very saturated and it's not as bright. So sometimes I can use a little cheat with like color pencils and stuff like that. But sometimes that really doesn't. I wouldn't say it doesn't work, but it makes it still harder, because you have to account for these little small things that you wouldn't really pick up on. Like, for instance, with like doing someone like okay, let's say Shaq. You have to like account for like the height, the facial structure, if it's very bony or it's very fat, or if you're doing a female, like depending on if you're doing it like a straight up face shot or a more far away shot. Like for instance with Ada, all the way over there, I would get it, but I'm too lazy. Or just Wednesday here, you have to like account for like, some females' faces have a different structure to it, a different tooth, in an artist sense. It's not like an actual tooth, but like a tooth to it, like even like with paint. So like you have to account for that structure, and like because women have more stronger cheekbones and more kind of curvy features, not just in the body but in the face. And so like you have to account for that more feminine stuff, where men were kind of like blocky and stuff. So for me, it's very hard to do either, like, but it's challenging, but it's worth it if you can get that the feel of it right. So like for Kang here with Jonathan Majors' face, it's like you have to account for like the small things. So like he has very large lips, so you don't want to make them too big to where they're bulgy and they look like something you would see in a Mad cover. But you also want to make sure like they look realistic enough to where like, oh, like that's Jonathan Majors, like that's Kang. So for me, as a painter, it's a lot harder, especially if you're using like watercolor, which that's what I'm using. It's watercolor is it's very versatile because it can be used, but it has a very earthy, very very weird tone to it. So it's like it can be used in multiple ways, but it's very weird, because depending on like the brand you're using, which I use cheapy stuff until I can get more expensive stuff, and it really just depends. You can really put a different facet in it. Like you can go light to dark, dark to light, but it's very hard, because it's not like, because there's different types of paint, and like for watercolor, it's more like you can blend. So like you can blend easily. It's very like, if I wanted to take a bit of like toes, if I wanted to take like a bit of black and a bit of blue, I can, and then just like mix it together a little bit. Like paint's easy to mix, but with watercolor, it's a lot easier structure-wise because you can really play with depth of field and tone and stuff like that. It said there was 4 likes, and it went right back down to 3, so I guess somebody got pissed. Which, all well and good, I guess. I don't know. But no, I think for me, for like doing like characters, like why? I don't know why. You would have to take it up with the person that was the 4th like, and I don't know who it would be. Even I don't know. So for me, it's like, even like with like characters, like for instance, Colossus. Colossus is like his more metal form is more and it's something I haven't got to play around with. Very metallic. Very like you don't want to completely do like use like metallic based colors because that's kind of like it might not make it look as well. But like blending and using your grays and whites and whatever sparingly and mixing them together and having fun with that can be very I don't know, I wouldn't say the word's interesting. It's just very complicated but kind of worth it because you get to test, you get to play around and have fun with like that type of character. So like Colossus is like he's like has like metal metallic skin. So you can love it movie. Yes. So you have to like know where, because metal is it's a very different thing, because depending on where the light is, like it's very shiny. So like you have to account for the small things, like light fixtures or like where light would hit and where shadow would hit, because metal in it itself is shiny, but for like Kang's armor here, I have to account for like because it's purple. It's like a metallic purple. So like you have to account for like these small little things and small details. So like for the face, it's like it's real easy to get caught up in like the detail and getting the structure right and getting like all this other stuff. But for me, it's like you also have to make sure, Marie, get over the face. um Hold on. Sorry. So for me, it's like you have to account for the small things. So especially as a painter, you don't want to look like especially like this inappropriate messed up top. Yeah. She or basically when you, especially as a painter, for me, I have to account for all these little areas where I know things can change and where all these little details, and I can account for them. But there's like details that your brain is going to lapse on, which even I do. So I have to account, like sometimes it's like I have to guide my intuition and where I think it can go and where I think things will work. Because like it's I'm okay. Because for me it's like just about it's for painting. I like doing it because Batman Arkham Knight is getting an update December 1st. Yeah, I heard they're probably going to be adding a new suit, if I remember correctly, the Pattison suit. So yeah, might check it out. I'm kind of annoyed though. I'm annoyed with WB for a lot of reasons, but I was gonna do a stream of Arkham Origins because I'm game sharing with a friend, and through like they have this or whatever. But because of the way they've set up PlayStation Plus Premium, so for those games that are whatever old PS3 games, I can't do anything, which kind of sucks. Not gonna lie. So yeah, but dang it, hold on. There we go. It's still live. It's just being dumb. So yeah, so I kind of have to account for things, especially like with Kang's armor. You have all these little cracks and crevices or details, like because it's like a shiny purple metal. So I have to go in, especially because I'm using like a watercolor mixed with like dried gouache. So like dried gouache is naturally opaque. So I can basically go in with um when stuff is dry and then work in layers. um so basically it's it's weird because with watercolor I can account for some things. So like I can work very lightly and kind of like it makes it like a translucent style painting. Um um and basically where I can go in and add like the little details and make it look, I guess, kind of close, because it's very hard to do that with like a watercolor and stuff like that. I'm hoping to sell this at some point in the future, but I have to get it printed and all that. But for me, I think for like Kang here. So like Kang is his armor is like naturally like it's metal based. So like purple is very hard to get a very metallic look of. So I have to kind of be very I have to be very careful because I'm looking at a reference here, and some stuff is very dark and then some stuff is very light. So like my there's natural details that your brain is gonna lapse on, because you have to have a little bit of realism and have a little, because like even comic book artists, like some like you can draw from your mind, all good, that's fine, but it's very still difficult. Oh, I'm sorry, am I boring you guys? Am I boring you? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just like haven't. Never mind. I'll just mute myself. Seem fair? I'm kidding, of course. Um, but nah, I just think it's very complicated to do certain characters. You have to account for the littlest details and figure out what stuff works. Um, like you can blend real good, best you can. So I can go in really dark or light, and then all that. Well, I think I'm gonna take that out because I can. The one thing is with watercolor, I can take enough like a paper towel and pull stuff up. Or I can lighten an area that I feel I screwed up. And then kind of go in and add more detail. Yeah. I think if nobody is watching, I'll probably end it here in a minute. Yeah, I know. She keeps bringing that up. It's very wrong of her. I know. It's like she's very obsessed with it, man. It's wrong. We need to talk to her parents about this obsession she has with it. It's not cool. It's what we need to do. Wrong, bad, bad, bad. Agreed. No, I get it's football season, but like that's no reason to talk about this stuff. So I think probably work on this later because I got a pretty good founding bits. I still have to like look at the reference and stuff. So make sure to like the stream if you guys haven't already. Subscribe if you want to. No, you don't have to. If you guys want to see more, let me know. Are you? No, I'm not tired, but I am hungry, and that's what I'm gonna. And that's why in a minute, I'm gonna probably end it. So yeah, have to. I'll probably do this later. Work on it behind the scenes, and you'll see guys. You guys will see like an update on probably my community post, maybe. So yeah. So right now I have Kang's face done. I have some bits of his helmet. I wouldn't call them done. They still need like a lot of like shadowing and stuff. But for right now, um, no, I didn't. You did earlier. So I will probably see you guys maybe in a gaming stream. Depends if I feel up to it tonight. I'll probably stream Spider-Man 2. Who knows? You've seen. Sure. But yeah. like I said, and peace out, everybody. Bye bye.